Right, Shalom. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and labor in the word and doctrine. Shalom and in peace. May that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. It's Brother Mashah Ben Yamyan. I'm here with Brother Azan Ben Yamyan. And we're going to go into an article, a quick hit, just on some current events. So the title is HSBC praised after confirming it will pay for employees' gender reassignment treatments. Says the bank said it will also invite applications for gender reassignment surgery from the partners and children 18 plus of its members of staff, which I've never heard of anything like that. You might have some health care for you as an employee, which this is now apparently deemed health care, but I've never heard it extended to partners and children of staff. I could be mistaken, but that doesn't seem to be too common. So it says HSBC has received praise after confirming it will pay for staff members to undergo sex change treatments from the start of 2023. So they're plotting, they're moving with the times, and all this is a persuasion of opinion. They're trying to prove how woke they are and how down with this world they are, so that they don't get cancelled, and can basically bring in more custom, and which leads to more money, because the love of money,
the root of all evil.
Right. So it says the banking giant has also said employees as partners and children aged 20 to 21 could apply to have their gender reassignment surgeries paid for too.
This is Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
And as that's fatherless is written like that, but generally, fatherless homes tend to have more, progressive so-called, values happening. That's why they took Jake out the house and then started pushing a lot of these philosophies, that Jake back then wouldn't really get down with. Now Jake that's been brought up by his mama and really by the government, tends to get down with all this shit. So even if he was around in the house, now he's believing all this, anti-biblical, world views.
That's right, because being raised with the mother, you tend to be more emotional and be more effeminate. Okay, and that's what the spirit of this world is in,
right.
Feminism that's pushed to a high standard.
The mother goddess.
Exactly.
Diana of Ephesus.
That's right.
Which will say, great is Diana. Now what do they say? The black woman is God.
That's right.
So I got Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 26. It says, and this is chronicling the history, but this is something that is happening now. It says, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Right, so we are seeing that happen right now. Chiefly what? Defiling of souls, changing of kind, especially disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Okay, so changing in kind is changing from, one thing unto another. There's no biblical basis for this. Really, it's a spirit of infirmity.
That's right.
Mental infirmity.
And really, you can't actually change your gender. You really can't, alter that. Okay, you can't go down to the cellular level, or even the molecular level to change your DNA. You may just have the illusion that you've gone from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. Okay, and what stems from this is that, that's why you see a lot of high suicide rates within the alphabet, community, a lot of mental illness. Okay,
and they'll try and say, no, that's because we don't accept them, because you do this, because you do that. But, it's generally there even when, post-conversion, post-transition, there still seems to be high rates. It's not just because these people aren't, accepted by people with biblical worldview. That's completely insane to suggest that.
Really, they actually are accepted in quite a vast, That's
They're more accepted than anyone reading out the Bible. You know, anyone preaching in this day and age is seen as some, you know, that's some ancient philosophy, which it is, you know, but it's seen as that, you know, that has no place in society anymore. We've moved on, you know, so they're much more. You imagine HSBC wouldn't come out and say, we're doing some support for anyone that feels victimized as a Hebrew Israelite. Anyone where the family came against them, we're offering free support. You're never going to hear some shit like that. You know, so really they're nearing the top of this society. You know, but like the brother says, when it comes down, why do they have to take hormones? You know, and why can't that just instantly, bang, all right, now you're this. You know, it's still, even if people, they have to stay on them. Because if they get off them, their body will revert to what the Lord created it to be.
You know, and our people, they know it's wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Most of them will agree with it for the bag, you know, because they've got advertising, sponsorships, so on and so forth.
But that's right, yeah. Sometimes, you know, this behavior can stem from trauma, yeah, okay, from like past experiences, which can, you know, lead them to adopt that lifestyle, right, which is really degenerate because you're going down, you're going back.
And reprobate is void of judgment. There's nothing, it's the blurring of all. Man, there's no such thing as right and wrong. But then when we come out with the scriptures, that's wrong. You know, you pick and choose. There's no integrity in this world, man.
That's right.
So we've got, it says, it's UK Pride team, which I think it means HSBC has its own dedicated UK Pride team, you know, for behaviour. Let's bear this in mind. We know that there's systemic oppression against our people, for example. Do they have a HSBC UK, BAME, Black, whatever they call us, team? I doubt that. You know, but for a certain behaviour, you know, there's this whole thing made up like this is a biological thing that they can't change. But, you know, the Lord created them to be like that. You know, he made the good and the evil. But is it correct? You know, is it pleasing to the Lord? So it says, its UK Pride team sent an internal memo earlier this week informing staff of its new gender dysmorphia benefit as bosses step up plans to encourage trans and non-binary members of its team to be their true, authentic self. Let me tell you something. If you're a man and you want to be your true, authentic self, remain a man.
And seek Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi.
Right. If you're an Israelite. You know, all right, fair enough. The true, authentic self of E is to be a degenerate. So fair enough. But if you're telling people, be your true self, we accept you for who you are. No, you don't. If you accepted a man for who he is, you'd say he's a man. Not that he's, just because he chopped his member off, you know, now he's a woman. Okay?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and, you know, the keepers of the house, you're going into your economist, all right? You know, the people who watch the economy, all right? And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay? You know, we're at a time where, you know, mass layoffs are taking place. Okay? You've even got, within Amazon, I think, 10,000 to be laid off or something like that. Wow. 10 or 100,000. Okay? You know, so expect, you know, more strikes, more protests, you know, for wages.
Yep.
And things like that. Okay.
You know, which is going to really create a higher demand for jobs as well. You know, jobs are being decreased everywhere, it seems. You know, but then the people that are made, for people that are made redundant, you know, they're seeking work again, which there's already less of it out there. You know, it's increasing demand. Maybe people that are set up, maybe they're self-employed, maybe they sell on Amazon, you know, and that's going to affect their business, so now they need to seek a day job. You know, again, it's the perfect storm, you know, as we like to say.
Because all roads, you know, lead to the digital wall.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You know, and you have to get down with this man's system to not just to prosper here, but to survive. You know, it's getting to that point.
But the just shall live by faith.
There it is. You know, the soul that is lifted up is not upright in him, in the ruler of this world. You know, so the just shall live by his own faith. You know, his faith in Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. And that's the only way out. That will be our deliverance, Lord willing, will be those men.
That's right. That's why it puts out them, laws like this and, to, basically, deceive the people, deceive the masses. All right, because he has a God complex.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he wants to be like the Most High.
Who opposeth and exalteth above, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, so that he is God, sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
That's right.
But he's not. He's the God of this world. Yeah, but we'll see how long that lasts. So the article continues. It says the banks aim to encourage trans and non-binary members of staff to be their true, authentic self. The extensive process for staff will cover everything from diagnosis and mental health treatments to hormone consultation, speech therapy, hair removal, and surgery itself. So what speech therapy, how to speak more like a woman, or what teach a man how to speak. A woman how to speak more like a man. I'm not sure if that's what it is. But I don't know what speech therapy has to do with changing your gender. See, the thing they'll say that gender is a social construct. They'll push all this feminist shit. And then the same group of people will say, no, gender is not a social construct. It's a very real thing. So I'm changing from a woman to a man, or a man to a woman. So you've got one group saying gender's fake, it doesn't exist, it's a social construct. You've got another group whose whole existence, is dependent on these alleged social constructs, and they're all in the same political boat. That's confusion. But that's all this world pushes. So it says, HSBC said, by providing access to gender affirmation treatment, we hope that our trans and non-binary colleagues and their dependents are able to be their true, authentic self. Bear with it's loading.
Really, all you need to do is just, go to work and just work. You don't need all this.
No. Do you think we go into the job, and start saying, hi, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You need to accept me for being a Hebrew Israelite. I need you all to do this, to do that. If someone offers us pork, we're not going to eat it, of course. They might ask a question. We'll just play it off, religion. They might think we're Muslim. Bang, cool. We're not going in there. You must accept us. That's some crazy shit. Being accepted, you're accepted. You don't have to push yourself onto someone if they accept you. Right? And really, psychologically, if you're trying to push them on someone that doesn't want it, they're going to want it even less. Okay? I don't know where this is going. I've sort of lost the article.
Let's see. That's another one. Give me this verse. This is Psalm 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And Esau thinks he's going to just rule perpetually, right, forevermore, until, throughout his generations. That's why, he has set dates for the future when they're going to do this, how they're going to, implement, something new, come out with a new invention. Okay.
It said it didn't require proof for customers to change their gender, and that including titles MX, MRE, and MISC to reflect the financial needs of the trans community. Their financial needs is not what you're saying to them, it's providing a financial service. You're doing too much, man. It says, and earlier this year it confirmed it would stop collecting customer gender data as part of plans to be more inclusive for the non-binary and trans communities. All right, well, what about car insurance? You've got car insurance that's significantly more, it seems, for men than women. So if you do some equality shit, I'll be with that because I'll get cheaper car insurance. I won't be with the philosophy, but I'll be with the outcome. But maybe it would be financially disadvantageous for you to do that. If men tend to take more risks or be more crazy drivers or whatever, maybe you'll end up losing money. There's a saying, they say in business, go woke, go broke, with all this shit. But, it seems to be bringing in the money because public opinion's being swayed as well. So everyone's jumping on it. Just like when they were cancelling Andrew Tate, do you think them people were really considered? Really concerned? Or do you think they were doing it to secure their money? If everyone else has banned him, we best ban him, or it looks bad. Everyone's going with the popular opinion that seems to rule. What's the fancy phrase for it? Bare public opinion. You're doing it because of numbers. There's a fancy term for it, man. If I knew that, let's look up the fancy term. One of them. Oh, it's gone off again. All right. So it's called the ad populum fallacy. Them man that get all into debates use fancy words. Just because everyone else does it, it's right. That tends to be the policy, and as the brother made reference to, follow not a multitude to do evil. That's what it says in the scriptures. But these people are not following the scriptures; they're evidently following the world. Okay, so it says, one happy customer thanked the banker on Twitter, writing, "Good inclusion is important. Every human is valid." So do you include? And I'm not saying that they are. I'm just asking if every human should be catered for. Do you cater to murderers? Where do you draw the line? These people don't have morality. It's the ad populum fallacy, which you'll hear me using more now. I know that fancy word. So another commented, proud to be a long-standing customer of an organization with such a rightly progressive, inclusive, and embracing ethos as this. And a third added, great stuff, glad to have been a customer for 20 plus years. Another high street bank in that West, meanwhile, said in August this year that it would pay for transgender staff to get privately funded hormone treatment. I think that's around about it. We have any more scriptures upon it?
Bring out this. This is Psalm 5 verse 9. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth.
Right.
Inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. That's right, man. Esau is carnal, man. Whatever this devil speaks. Okay.
A forked tongue.
Man. So, you can't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why you should put your heart, mind, and soul into the Lord, into Yahawashi, man.
That's right, man.
Trust not in this devil, and lean not on your own understanding.
Okay. So, we'll leave it there, man. Just a quick hit. But there you have it. You can see the direction of this world. You see the times of the signs. Sorry, the signs of the times. Keep watching, man, and stay prayed up. Okay, so Shalom, we pray that was edifying. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, laboring the word and doctrine. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Shalom.
Shalom.